sign twin flame reading today. And if any of you guys want to watch the replays of any of the live collectives, I am posting those over on my YouTube page. So all of my payment information, all of my YouTube links, all of my links are in my link tree. So you can head on over there. Be sure that you subscribe to my channel. Hey, Tina. Well, I'm going to be doing the collective reading right now for the earth signs. So this is going to be for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. You could have earth in your chart, or you could be dealing with an earth sign. Sun, Moon, Venus. Your Sun, Moon, Rising, or your Venus signs, okay? Hello. I am doing well, Explore Heart. How are you? I do not do any health, pregnancy, or legal questions. Unless it comes up in a personal reading, then I will definitely address it. All right. You're dating a Taurus? Okay, well, you're dealing with one. All right, so if anybody is wanting personal readings are still on my Easter special this week for $20 for a full detailed spread. All of my payment information is in my link tree. I take PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. Once I receive payment, I'll get you on the list. My list is currently completely open right now. After the collective reading, then we will hop on over and we will do personals. And if I don't have any personals, then I will do free yes or no questions. So if you have any yes or no questions, please refrain from asking them until after the collective is over with, okay? And just a reminder for those of you that are new coming in, welcome. Glad to have you here as always, and I appreciate all of my returning family here. Will I win the Powerball? I hope so, honey. I'll send some positive vibes out to you to win that Powerball. Just make sure when you do that you share your wealth. Be thankful. So anyway, so a couple announcements before we get into the collective for those of you that are new or are not aware yet. I am going to be doing a 10K giveaway once I reach 10K followers. I will be having 3 winners. I don't have the details of what I'm going to give away yet. I kind of got my ideas on a couple of things, but I will be announcing it. This is going to be the last week for you to get entered into the April giveaway for the free reading. So if you haven't gotten yourself entered yet and you would like to try to win a free reading with me, head on over to my page and make sure you watch the April giveaway thread and get yourself entered. Please refrain from asking questions until after the collective is over with. All right, so we're going to be doing our feminines on this side. Our masculines are over here. Trying to get to 1,000 so you can go live. I think I already followed you, Leslie. Yeah, I did. Everybody go follow Leslie. Let's try to help her get to 1,000 so she can go live. Let's all try to support each other. I'm all about supporting everybody. Going on with the masculines. Now, you guys could resonate with this whether you're coupled with your twin or whether you are separated. And the reason why I say this is because we always have problems in our connections, you know. And if nothing resonates for you, that's okay. That just doesn't mean this is your story. Only take what resonates, leave the rest out. Readings are timeless. And nothing is ever set in stone because we all have the power of free will, so energies have a tendency to shift and change at any given time. Oh. Well, I'm picking up on 2 scenarios here. Looks like our feminines here, they are very, very focused on their money. Our feminines, they've got big dreams. Now we all have feminine and masculine energies, okay? It's all in what wolf you're feeding, okay? What wolf you're feeding. If you're out of alignment, then your energies are imbalanced. But our feminine energy over here, she's moving towards her big dreams because she got money on her mind. I got my mind on my money and my money on my mind. This is how the feminines are really where they're at this point. They're really focused on their coin. They're focused on their dreams. They're moving towards You know, if they want to go back to school, starting businesses. Honey, Cindy, can you please stop spamming the chat? I will answer yes or no questions after the collective is over with, honey. So yeah, so our feminines, you know, they're in the process of healing. They are working on their coins, working on their big dreams. They're having some signs, though. They're starting to get a lot of signs and synchronicities from the universe. Things may be shifting within them because I feel like that they're being prepared for union with their masculine. I don't know what BTS is. Hey, Kim. So, yeah, so it looks to me like, you know, right now the feminines are in that energy where what they're doing now, they're on their glow up. They're glowing the fuck up. They're moving towards their dreams, their soul missions, whatever the case may be. They're healing themselves. This is ultimately starting to prepare them for union, and I feel like they're feeling this shift. We had almost the same scenario yesterday with the air signs. Because I feel like with this separation card is that either one, the feminine is separating from a karmic relationship, or possibly maybe a soulmate. Maybe this cycle has come to an end. Or they have finally separated themselves from their old self, and they're finally starting to come back home to themselves. So I feel like there's some form of a separation here. Doesn't necessarily have to mean a physical separation, but the separation of old self moving into the new self, if that makes any sense to you. Now, the masculines over here, they're kind of in some solitude. They're thinking, I feel like that this is the reason why the masculine has been very quiet. They're kind of dealing with some things. They're really thinking about stuff. They're kind of containing their emotions right now, but they're not really speaking. They're thinking about coming in with a new offer for this feminine. I feel like this possibly may happen around the fall time, because we also got return. So this masculine, whatever, if you're coupled, because I feel like that there's some of you that are still dating your twin, and you guys have had some blockages in your connection. And when the feminine over here decided that she was finally going to start moving into her feminine power, aligning herself and healing, mainly just putting her focus on herself. Now the masculine's over here, and he's just kind of like, I don't even know what to do about this newfound energy, because, you know, my person over here is doing something totally different. You know, this is not something I'm used to. For those of you that are separated, they're making a return because cycles are coming to an end. This masculine had to go through some cycles here, some karmic fucking cycles, and now they're alone, and they're wanting to come back in with an offer. The feminines here, they went through their own cycles. When they finally started releasing this masculine, then this is when this energy started really starting to come back around full circle. And this is the key here, yeah. Because with this muse, like, somebody was inspired. Our feminines here, I feel like they was very much inspired. The masculines were inspired. There is some form of inspiration that is kind of like developing here. Hey, Tiger. Hey, sweetie. How are you? Oh, really? That's cool. I'm glad you're resonating with this. But yeah, but I feel like that there's some form of muse that is actually stirring between both feminine and the masculine here. You know, something is definitely sparking. Because I feel like that there's definitely a clearing of energies here. The feminines, they're really in their muse right now, because they are so fucking focused on themselves and their dreams that, you know, they're not really paying much attention to other things around them, because this feminine finally got into her feminine power, and she finally realized her self-worth. And she's like, you know, I'm not settling for nothing anymore. And now the masculine here, because he's being inspired, he's going to start taking action for his own healing, because this masculine here, he's starting to recognize this connection. He's finally seeing this connection. Yeah, and this is why there was a pause in your connection. Whether you're still with this person or not, there was a huge blockage in your connection. And this is the reason why your connection was being blocked, or you guys were being distant, or you had separated, whatever the case may be. Whatever conflicts that was going on, this was basically, oh, what's the word for it? It was like the universe was trying to kind of like poke you to start, you know, thinking about yourself. Start worrying about yourself. Why is there a blockage? A lot of blockages for whatever reason could be because, for one, you could still be in your ego. Your masculines could still be in their ego. You know, they haven't grown the fuck up. You know, the feminines, they're chasing after the masculine, you know, obsessing over the masculine, you know, trying to fix everything. And then when the feminine finally realized she can't fix anything but herself, that's when things started clicking. That's when she came into alignment, he or she, because there could be, you know, this is not about gender here. Exactly, shedding the toxicity. You know, they started releasing things that was no longer serving them, whether they had to release their masculine, toxic friends, toxic jobs, you know, even toxic family. You know, they was finally in that alignment where this is about me. I can't keep doing this anymore. So I have to focus on my dreams. And the universe was basically pulling them to start on this journey. So this is why the blockages came in. Because the masculine wasn't doing their fucking part. They wasn't doing their work. You know, they was either out here messing with third-party energies, or they was out here, you know, dealing with addictions. Because I feel like this masculine over here, because I'm hearing something about there was a lot of neglect in the relationship. Yeah, the feminine was very much, she was neglected by her masculine. And no matter how much she tried to like shove it in his face, you know, hey, you know, we're meant to be together. And I feel like this feminine probably tried to pull everything in the book to get this masculine to open his eyes and see. And when it finally got to that end point where, you know, the feminine was just basically dangling by a fucking thread, and at the end of her rope, you know, she was like, okay, I've tried everything. There's nothing more I can do. I can't do anything. You know? And then now the masculine's over here. He ain't got no rope left. The rope is gone. The bridge has been fucked. You know? He blew the bridge the fuck up. Now it's his turn. He has to come back in and he has to rebuild that if he so chooses. This masculine over here, he wants to come back in and he wants to rebuild the bridge. The feminine ain't rebuilding shit. She says, I'm tired. I'm tired of refixing this. I'm tired of rebuilding the bridge, and I'm always doing it by my fucking self. And the masculine's over here just basically sitting in a fucking chair, drinking a damn beer, watching me, and basically micromanaging my ass. So the feminine got tired. She got up and she walked the fuck away. You know? Or she decided she was going to start ignoring her person. Like her person was neglecting her. So she started dishing out the same shit back to him. You're going to neglect me? I'm going to neglect you. So now with this huge shift of energy here, this masculine's over here and he's like, oh, I'm not used to this. I don't know what this is. This ain't my person. My person's always catering to me. She kisses the ground that I fucking walk on because I'm like a god to her. And now that she ain't kissing his feet no more and ain't kissing his ass and chasing after him, he don't know what the fuck to do. He's just kind of like, he's all by his little old lonesome. And he's just sitting in a chair, drinking a beer, sipping some whiskey, whatever it is. And he's all up in his fucking head. Yep. Masculine, he knows. He's got to come back in. He's wanting forgiveness. He wants to be forgiven for his sins. Because now it's time for the masculine to start purging his bullshit. If he wants this feminine to start paying more attention to him again and try to work on the connection, then he's going to have to purge his bullshit and come back in and ask for that forgiveness. You was always available for her, whiskey. Yep. Yeah. And, you know, and if you don't ever want to go back, that is perfectly fine because not all twins are meant to stay together. Is it possible the masculine involved with it? Yes, of course. There's plenty of masculines out here that get themselves caught up in third-party energies because they're still hanging on to their fucking ego. Limp Pixie, if you would like personal readings, my personal readings are still on special for $20 for a full spread. All of my payment information is in my link tree. I take PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. If you use PayPal, please use family and friends. And once I see payment, I will put you on the list. And we'll move on to personals when the collective is over with. Now, let's see. Let's go into the Untold Truths of the Heart Oracle here. Yeah, one day. One day. One day, somewhere, another time. So the masculine's over here thinking, one day I'm going to get my feminine back. One day I'm going to do it. One day. Yeah, because this masculine was too much under, he or she was under a lot of influence. Either, you know, they had a lot of dark attachments. The one dark attachment they had is they kept feeding their dark side. They kept feeding the dark wolf instead of the light wolf. They was very much in balance with one another. And, you know, with them feeding that side of them all the fucking time, it just got too much. You know, third parties, dark attachments, third party energies, addictions, could have been drugs, alcohol, third party, women. It could have been all of those. I feel like, yes, like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And you never knew what day you was going to fucking get. You know? And this is what we had yesterday. I was talking about this in the air sign reading. So it looks to me like pretty much a lot of the signs are kind of dealing with, you know, a lot of the same stuff. Now tell me about the feminines over here. Yeah, the feminines, they still fantasize from time to time. But they're going towards their dreams, their fantasies. This is what the feminine wants. She wants her fantasies to come true. She wants her dreams to come true. You know, she wants that fairy tale ending with the knight in shining armor. She can be my sleeping beauty. I'm going to put her in a coma. That's what she wants. The feminine, they want their fantasy. You know, so this is what they're moving towards, you know. Will your explosive diarrhea end by this weekend? Go take some Pepto-Bismol. Because the feminines, they started to nourish themselves. They started to nourish themselves, mind, body, and soul. They started taking care of themselves again. They started working on their depression, whether they decided to go to therapy or they decided to use alternative methods, you know, to work on, you know, releasing. They was finally nourishing their soul. Yep. And here we go. Again, apology. The masculines, they want to return. They want forgiveness. They want to come back in with this gift. They want to come back in with this offer of love because they stuck like Chuck. They stuck in their head, yet lost. See? Because this masculine lost. They lost out on the best thing that they ever had in their life, and they didn't realize what they had until it was gone. So now they're in a lot of pain, they're in a lot of grief, and they're in a lot of sorrow because the feminine over here, she's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care anymore. I'm not crying over this person no more. I'm not chasing after this person no more. I'm not grieving the loss of this relationship anymore because she got tired. She did it too often throughout the course of their journey, and she just got tired. She's like, I can't keep crying over spilt milk all the fucking time. Now the masculine's over here crying. There's a tear in my beer, and I'm crying for you, dear. Yep, the limit. The feminines, they finally reached the limit. They reached the last straw, the end of their fucking rope. You know, because they was too overloaded. You know, the masculine finally pushed the feminine to their breaking point. And this can happen whether you're still physically living in the same house or whether you're separated. And, yep, frozen. Silence, stillness, no words. There's no communication. Even if you guys are living in the same home, there's no communication. It's like you bypass each other like your roommates. You might sleep in the same bed, but you ain't cuddling. You ain't sleeping together. You ain't having passionate sex because the feminines, they don't care if you touch me or not. They're just at that point where, you know, they're probably sitting there fantasizing about Fabio or, I can think of his name. Magic Mike. Yeah, I'll fantasize about him any day. But yeah, you know, they probably over there fantasizing about, you know, all these other guys, you know, just trying to keep themselves sane. And, you know, this masculine, they done fucked up. They fucked that shit up. But they know what they did. The masculines ain't dumb. You know, they try to play that dumb card, or they, you know, and the feminines ain't stupid. Why? I don't know what has happened between us. If you're confused, I'm confused too. So this is what the masculine is wondering. Oh, really? Ooh, I'm watching that. Yeah, who doesn't want a magic mic, right? But yeah, you know, the masculines is over here. They're asking why. You know, even the feminines, they was asking why. What happened between us? You know, what caused all this drama, all this bullshit? I did everything that I could. The masculines over here, they're asking themselves, what happened between us? Well, baby, you got to open your eyes and see that for yourself. You know what I mean? For those of you that are new coming in, please be sure to hit that follow button, y'all. I would greatly appreciate that. And if you guys missed any of the replays, I do post the replays up on my YouTube channel. So you can head on over there and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can see the replays. And I'm also doing a 10K giveaway. When I hit 10K, I'm doing a giveaway, 3 lucky winners. Defensive, yeah. I feel like the feminine, they kind of went on the defensive now. You know, because the feminine, they're not really ready to talk. Right now, I feel like the feminines, they're just basically pushing the masculine away. You know, because the masculine kept pushing and pushing and pushing this feminine back into a corner. And now, you know, now she's biting back. You know, she's pushing back. Toxic, drugs, old behaviors, cocky attitude, thought I wasn't enough. I think I was too much. You was probably too good, honey, and he couldn't deal with that shit. Because, you know, and a lot of the times it's not that they don't love you. They do. They do love you. They recognize the connection, but they don't know how to love properly. They don't know how to deal with an intense connection like this because they've never had it. And then when, you know, a person, and this is like with any feminine, right? Even when we try to make changes for ourselves, what happens? Our egos try to come back in and plant seeds of doubt, because that is what we're fighting against. We're fighting against our own ego. We're fighting against that little bad side that wants to keep us in this, you know, this energy that we're used to. It's our comfortable zone, because change is painful. Change is hard. And it's the same thing with the masculines over here. They know that they love this person, but then they want to hide and they want to mask themselves and they want to do this because, you know, they're scared to be vulnerable. They are broken little boys or little girls that have never dealt with their own trauma, you know, but we can't fix that. You know, they have to fix that. Lillian, I will do yes or no questions after the collective is over with, honey. Anger. I'm upset and I need some time to cool down. Yeah, the masculine's fucking mad. Because the feminine, they want their freedom. I can't be tied down right now. I have too many interests. Because the feminine's like, okay, you want to go out and play. I'm going to show you how the game is played. You know, now she's finally kind of unleashing, you know, her own little dark side. Because the feminines are doing what? The feminines are learning how to balance their dark and their light. We all have it. We all have a dark side. We all have a light side. It all comes down to balance. She's balancing herself out because now she's tired. She's just had enough. And, you know, that's what it comes down to it. But ultimately, the masculine is finally starting to see this shit. Some of you, I feel like that you guys will get your person back because, you know it's worth waiting for. You know, if this masculine actually makes changes, you know, because we have unrequited love here. This is because the masculine, they didn't love themselves. So when the masculine didn't know how to love themselves, hell, even the feminine didn't know how to love themselves. And this is what was causing your blockages too, because you guys didn't know how to love yourself. So therefore, how can you love each other? Do you understand that sentiment? If you do not know how to love your own self properly, how can you love somebody else? You get it? This is where the unrequited love came in, because you wasn't loving yourselves. Can you please stop spamming with questions? Hectic. I'm glad I pulled away. Yeah, it was hectic. And sometimes you have to pull away. That's your lesson. is to learn how to pull away and start setting healthy boundaries with yourself. Exactly. And that was my problem too. I was having a really hard time loving myself, accepting myself for who I am, the way I am. And when I finally, and I'm finally starting to embrace myself till this day. And it's a work. It's work. It's not something that's going to just happen overnight. We have to work at this every single day, because you know what? Our little negative, our negative Nancy's in here, you know, they try to keep popping back in your head and start planting seeds of doubt again. So it's a constant battle within your own self. You've also got let your friends help you. I feel like the masculines might be going to their friends, or they could be going to the feminine's friends, and they're trying to kind of ask for some help. You know, they could be going to some family members like, hey, you know, how do I get my person back? How do I fix this relationship? Because, you know, you both do deserve love. Even this fucked up masculine over here that's out here doing shit and being a little fucking dog, everybody deserves love. But, you know, you gotta go through your karma, though. You gotta pay for the shit that you've done. But we all do. We all deserve love. Your best friend is his sister. Yeah, the masculine's going to come back in, and he's finally going to start putting back in that effort. Ooh, looks to me like we got a wedding here, and we also have a trip. So for some of you, I see marriage in the future after basically this connection goes to shit, and the masculine finally wakes the fuck up, and he decides to come in, and he's going to build the bridge back and really put that effort in. You know, I see the potential here for the one side, because I've got two different scenarios here. For those of you that are going to take this masculine back, if he is really making those changes, then I see you guys getting hitched later on, and you guys are going to be having a family. You know, things are going to change, because, you know, the feminines decided that they was going to start fighting back, but they did it in the right way, not the wrong way. You know what I mean? The feminines decided they wasn't going to go out and cheat and, you know, do third-party bullshit, but they decided to start healing themselves and focusing on themselves and going towards their own dreams, and even walking away, releasing those things that are no longer serving them. The feminines decided to do it in the right way. All right, so this is what I have for our Earth Sign Collective reading. So if you resonated with this reading, claim it in the comments. I want to see everybody say yes.